Hi guys, John here with sandblastingmachines.com, and today I want to show you how to install the inner lens gasket and the inner lens in this Apollo series respirator. Now for purposes of this video, you're going to see that I'd removed the Apollo cape and the cape attachment strap, and that's really just so I could get some room, get my hands inside here and really work these gaskets back in. The removal's pretty easy, just kind of grab a side and you'll get your fingers behind there and just slowly work it out. Again, this is a brand new gasket, so I'm going to be careful with how I take it out because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reinstall this. One of the things I like to do is take the lens out. It seems to work a little bit easier when we go ahead and take that out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Again, just being careful not to rip the gasket. So what I like to do, because I am right-handed, you could take this window door off if you'd like. It's only 3 screws, but I don't think I need to. I think I could hold it open with my left arm. And I'm going to work from left to right, working this inside groove onto this seam. And again, you don't have to worry too much about being on center just yet, because as you work it, you're going to be able to slide the gasket around a little bit before you get too far in. So I'm going to work the bottom first, using my thumbs and my index fingers, kind of sliding it over the groove. And I know it could get a little frustrating. It feels like you get one side in and the top's in and then the bottom pops out, but just keep working it. Again, working the top and go to the bottom, work that a little bit. Just kind of work at the same pace and distance until you get to that center, which I'm almost there now. As you can see, I'm not quite lined up on our notch and our little nub here to show center. But like I said earlier, don't panic, don't pull it out. Just work it over. See that? Don't worry if it's not quite right there. Just kind of give it a little push and it'll go where you need it to go. And I'm just going to keep working this gasket over. Again, you'll see I'm using both hands. The hand inside the respirator, I'm pulling that back, and on the outside, I'm just pushing down and locking in. So now you can see I'm pretty much all the way over to my right-hand side, and this is where some customers might panic. It looks like it's the wrong gasket, doesn't it? It looks like it's oversized. That is not the case. As you can see earlier in this video, I took this gasket off of this actual respirator. So if you feel like you've been struggling with it and it wasn't quite going on the way you thought, it seems oversized, just relax and stay patient, stay with it. It will go on there. This is how you're going to get that nice tight seal. Also a good time to double check that you are on center, because once we get it in there, it's going to be harder to move because it's going to get tighter. But as you can see here, as I stated earlier, we got everything lined up. We are on center. So now I'm just going to show you, just stay patient, and we're going to work this last little bit in, and this gasket will be in place. And it's usually right at the end is where it gets a little tricky, because now everything's kind of squeezed to the end. But just go ahead and lock that last piece in. And we're in. Now you're seeing my hands are inside the respirator a lot. If you still have the cape on there, it'd be a lot more awkward. So that's why I like to remove that cape, just to give me a little more room to work. So once we've got that in place and centered, what I like to do is kind of look from the backside and just make sure that we've got this gasket all in place. Make sure there's no crimps, there's no areas that kind of bunched up on us, and that the seal is actually around the lip, which in our case I could see it is. And that is a successfully installed Apollo 600 inner lens gasket. So what we're going to want to do next, I'm going to go ahead and work this Apollo 600 inner lens back into the gasket. But in this case, we have a groove in the gasket, and this is the groove we're working. So we want to work that lens into this groove. Okay, similar to how I installed the gasket, I'm going to do the same with the lens, working left to right. I'm going to start in this corner, slowly work the lens into the groove of the gasket, and then try to work the top and the bottom evenly as I work across. You can manipulate the gasket and the lens. The lens will flex a little bit, so if you need to kind of give it a little bend to kind of guide it, you could do that, which I just did. We want this to be a tight seal, so that's why this seems to be a difficult job, but in the end, that's how you are protected. And that's it. Again, run your fingers around the edges of the gasket, make sure everything's in. But that's it. So I want to thank you guys for watching. The parts we're showing in here, which are the gasket and the lens, we'll link out to those in the video description below. For sandblastingmachines.com, I'm John, and thanks for watching.